Welcome to my PowerPoint presentation on why behavior should stop making teamwork perks in Dead by Daylight. Teamwork perks are a genre of perks like hexes, boons, and scorch hooks that involve cooperation between survivors to earn their benefit. Teamwork perks have only been introduced in chapters with 2 survivors since the Tools of Torment, aka the Skull Merchant chapter. With the upcoming release of the Stranger Things Part 2 chapter, there will be 6 teamwork perks in Dead by Daylight. Power of 2, Collective Stealth, Toughen Up, Throwdown, Full Circuit, and Soft Spoken. Here's a quick summary of each teamwork perk. Power of 2. After healing another survivor, both survivors gain haste until separated. Collective Stealth. After being healed by another survivor, conceals both survivors' scratch marks until separated. Toughen Up. When another survivor blinds or stuns the killer, conceal your scratch marks, pools of blood, and grunts of pain. Throwdown. When you stun or blind the killer, nearby survivors gain endurance and see the killer's aura. Full Circuit. Increases the good skill check zone per survivor cooperatively repairing, and you gain a small repair speed bonus for cooperative repair. Soft Spoken. Reduces generator volume per survivor cooperatively repairing, and you gain a small repair speed bonus for cooperative repair. So what is the issue with teamwork perks, you might ask? Why do you have beef with this stupid genre of perks? And that, my friends, is simply because it's a stupid genre. Teamwork perks as a genre have no cohesion whatsoever. Other perk genres such as hexes, scorch hooks, or boons have utilized the same mechanics across all perks, giving them a sense of cohesion and theme. Teamwork perks, on the other hand, have no such mechanical unity. In fact, the only thing that ties teamwork perks together is that they share the same activation condition as the other teamwork perk in its chapter release. Power of 2 and Collective Stealth involve an altruistic heal. Toughen Up and Throwdown involve one survivor stunning or blinding the killer while another survivor is nearby, and Full Circuit and Soft Spoken involve cooperative generator repair. However, if you pair any of them with any of the other teamwork perks, their thematic ties and synergies are broadly lost. I find this troubling for a few reasons. For one, this could be misleading as you'd expect perks under a particular genre to function in a similar capacity. Thusly, this would have a negative impact on the experience of new players. However, the more troubling problem is that I find it to be an excellent demonstration of behavior's lack of foresight when designing new content for Dead by Daylight. It's evident that teamwork perks are only named teamwork perks because they were designed with one other perk in mind, without consideration as to what this genre should be. With each new introduction, the identity of the genre becomes more and more muddled. It's a needless categorization. Moreover, the only consistency in the teamwork genre is that it involves one survivor triggering an effect for another survivor. There are many perks that could be called teamwork perks because of that simple definition, and there are a number of perks that synergize in the same way current teamwork perks are designed. For example, Duty of Care synergizes with self-preservation or reactive healing when used in a survivor pair. Leader and Solidarity can also synergize between 2 survivors. You might argue that it's too vague of a definition, and I don't blame you, but that's really all we have to go off of. In other words, it's not game design, it's a marketing stunt. I've already done a video on Power of 2 and Collective Stealth, so I'll leave a card here for you if you want to see my reworks for those perks. I'll be reworking the other 4 teamwork perks here, utilizing the same basis as in that video. My proposed rework for teamwork perks generally is that once a survivor running a teamwork perk heals or has been healed by another survivor, those 2 survivors gain a special partner status that lingers until either survivor is hooked. When both survivors are near each other, they gain bonuses, but the status is not permanently lost when the survivors separate. For Teamwork Toughen Up, the activation conditions have been altered to include my version of the partner status. Additionally, its activation conditions have been changed to taking a protection hit instead of stunning or blinding the killer. When either partner takes a protection hit, both partners' trails are concealed for 10 seconds. I feel this to be a more practical version of the perk anyway, as this enables survivors to protect each other and make a getaway. In its current form, its most reliable use is escaping after being pallet saved, which may not happen very often without third-party comms. For Teamwork Throwdown, its activation conditions have been altered similarly. Now instead of relying on pallet stuns or flashlight blinds, it too now triggers off protection hits. When either survivor takes a protection hit, the other partner is granted endurance and both get aura reading on the killer. When either survivor takes a protection hit, the other partner is granted endurance and both get aura reading on the killer. This allows both survivors to take a hit and slow down the killer somewhat. This does have a built-in cooldown just to prevent overuse, as I could see it being very easily abusable without it. For Teamwork Full Circuit, instead of having an incremental increase to the good skill check zone per nearby survivor plus a repair speed bonus, it now increases the good skill check zone and the great skill check zone. I've opted to remove the repair bonus because I think adding a repair bonus was a very lazy way to make these perks viable. In order to compensate for the lack of scaling, lost repair bonus, and higher activation conditions, I opted to make the increase for both zones a hearty 50% increase. Additionally, when a partner fails a skill check, the perk triggers a skill check for the other partner. If they succeed the skill check, the generator does not explode nor regress, giving survivors a second chance to prevent regression. This perk was likely made as the beginner-friendly perk in Dustin's trio, so this provides more support in a niche that's currently occupied by like 2 other perks. For soft-spoken, the perk loses the stacking, quieting, and repair speed bonus for a few other benefits. It now suppresses most action sounds, including repairs, healing, totem, and chests when near your partner. Additionally, passive noises such as the clanging of generator progression, the droning of a boon totem, or the groans of an injured survivor are half as loud when near one of the partners while soft-spoken is active. This would be an interesting niche and could be used with something like collective stealth for 2 survivors to clandestinely move about the map. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and put your thoughts in the comments below.